talking about Myles Garrett driving 100 miles an hour, getting busted after the game in Strongsville. According to records, he was given a $250 fine and does not have to appear in court on Thursday morning if he pays it. I guess he could contest it if he wanted it to, but
hard to contest that one.
Well, I mean, you could say the radar gun's off. There's ways to contest it. This isn't the first time he's been speeding, WKYC reported at least 7 instances of Garrett speeding in Northeast Ohio in 2022. So, Jeff, just your thoughts on the story.
I don't want to sound preachy here. We all drive on the highways. We all know how disconcerting it is when someone goes flying by you. Like if you're on a highway and you're going close to the speed limit, and the speed limit most places is now 70, right? When you get your doors blown off and you're going 70, 75 miles an hour, you know that person's doing 90 plus, maybe 100. It's disconcerting, You can't. I see it every other morning coming to work. There are people driving just like crazy. To be preachy, I hope Myles slows down before he hurts himself or hurts someone else. It's that simple. Just because you have a fast car, and just because you're a pro athlete, and you can feel invincible on the football field, doesn't mean you're invincible on the highways. And as stupid as it just sounds, they just need to slow down. I mean, they're going to hurt somebody. Same thing with Shedeur. Don't do that. You're gonna hurt somebody, and then you're gonna be you know what? Then you're in big trouble.
Every one of these guys that plays on any professional sports team knows that they are going to get called out if they do something above the law. It's 100% guaranteed. They tell every rookie this is what's going to happen. Okay? So if you think it's not a story, these guys know it's a story. It's not like they don't know better. And you could say driving 100 miles an hour, not a big deal. I still can't believe some of the stuff I read on social last night. Just like, who cares? Not a big deal. Hey, you know what? To you, it's not a big deal. If he lands in someone else's car or flips his own car like he's done before, it's a big deal. Whatever. It's aggravating to me, people who try to justify it's okay. It's not okay.
No, it's not okay.
It's not. I mean, even in Montana, when I lived out there, we basically had no speed limit.
Wide open.
I mean, if you got anywhere near where there might be people, they were on you like a hawk. You couldn't, and people would, they'd drive 100, whatever, in the kind of the desert-like parts of eastern Montana as you were going back towards Wyoming. And once you got even close to a little city, it was back to 60 or 55 miles an hour, and they were waiting for you because they knew they were going to bust you for going too fast. So Myles is coming back from the game.
Driving a Ferrari.
I don't care if he was driving your minivan,
Mark sent me an email and he said, Myles is much safer at 100 plus in his Ferrari than Shedeur was in his truck. Maybe. Trucks are pretty good too. The problem is this: you're on a public highway. Mm-hmm. If somebody's going like 65, which they're allowed to do in a 70 mile an hour speed limit, and let's just say that person for some reason swerves a little bit, moves out of the lane when you're flying up. I mean, we all know what happens. These guys, I'm sure it's in their contracts that they can't drive race cars, or they'd probably go rent out mid-Ohio. I'm sure. Seriously.
Well, you know what? I'm okay with that.
I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay with that too, but I'll bet you it's in their contract that they can't race cars. So what do? They're racing cars on the highway.
Here's the part that's going to aggravate you, and you can be like, Paskin, you should shut up. And if you think that, that's fine. If you're going to be a captain, okay, being captain means more than being a great football player on the field. So why would we be mad at Shedeur Sanders for driving over 100 miles an hour when the captain drives over 100 miles an hour? And these guys know that. They know what's going on. Like, I love Myles as a football player. He's a great football player. I think he's great for the community. I love when he does the Halloween stuff. But you've got to lead by example. Like, why do I have to say that on the radio right now to a guy who's a captain? Money doesn't make you a captain. The way you act on and off the field makes you a captain. Myles, to me, is the best player on the team. He is. I'm not going to argue that. And I love watching him play. But is he someone that should be a captain? No, he shouldn't. This is multiple times, over 100 miles an hour, and it's his responsibility to lead on the field and off the field. And so if a rookie's driving over 100 miles, well, our best player on the team does it. I just hope he comes out the next time he has media availability, apologizes like he did before, and just says, I can't be a leader if I can't lead by example. I shouldn't be a captain. It's ridiculous. And I know I'm aggravating a million people out there by saying that. Well, it doesn't matter what he's a captain, by the way. No, captain has nothing to do. It has a little bit to do with how you play on the field. Can you live up to the expectations? But it's so much more than that. It's got to be the players that are looked up to by the rest of the team, the guys that follow the rules, the guys that are out there by example. It's a $250 fine. The story's going to be over again tomorrow. But it's hard to let that not think about that. I can't tell you how many people have said that to me. This is your captain?
You mentioned that there were reports that he's had 7 violations and all.
That's what Channel 3 said in 22.
How does he still have a license? Seriously, I
don't know.
Do we not have points accumulating anymore? I don't know. Been a long time since I've had a speeding ticket. And mine were always for doing 41 and a 25. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. But, I mean, do you understand the captain part of this? Like, do you understand? Like, how can you expect someone to be a leader if they're not going to set the example?
I do get it, Andy. I think your idea is, I think your thought on that is actually correct. But I think it's also quaint. You know what I mean? You're right. But that's not the way it works anymore. It's not the way it works anymore.
I don't know.
Love to hear from you. 216-474-0092.
So you look at this, and by the way, I don't want to sit here and talk about how fast a player's driving. I don't. Like, I really don't. I don't want, but we do this Andy, all the time.
I hate to say this. It's only a matter of time before somebody gets hurt. You know, if you need proof of what could happen, take a look in Las Vegas. Right? Henry Ruggs is doing time. Killed somebody.
Yeah.
Now, he wasn't on a highway, but he was driving recklessly.
And again, I know people drive excess. I get it. I understand that. But it's just, you got to know that people are watching you. They're watching all the time.
It's not funny and it's not cute. I mean, truly, get it taken out of your contract and go rent out Mid-Ohio. That'd be great. Go ahead. Go rent out Mid-Ohio. Just do it.
I don't know. Dan, your thoughts on this? I mean, across, your thoughts.
I think you guys have said it well. It's exactly how I feel on the whole ordeal. It's like, I know the thrill of going 100 miles an hour on a highway. If you want to do it, do it on a race course. I don't know the thrill of that. Do you actually know the thrill of that? I've been in the passenger seat when someone has done it. Good Lord. So.
And what are you supposed to do, by the way? What do you, like, we tell our kids this all the time. Like, if you're like, and everyone can see how fast everyone's going now with Life 360 and stuff like that. You know, and like, what do you tell someone who's in a car like that?
I mean, I'll never do it again. I'll never be behind the wheel and do such things. Like, it will never be my call on it.
Like, how do you get out of that situation? I
don't know that you do.
You kind of buckle in and trust the person next to you.
You try and hope to never get in that situation in the first place. By showing good judgment and knowing who you're riding with.
We had a conversation 2 days ago. Like, I've got a relative who lives in some open space out west who is on our Life 360, who constantly is hitting that 100-mile-an-hour thing. And I'm like, I don't want my kids in the car with them. I don't.
No,
I don't. It's ridiculous. He got busted again for doing 100 miles an hour in a 60-mile-an-hour zone, or he got busted for speeding again. I'll just leave it at that. I mean, we saw the accident that he's had before. I hate sitting here talking about it.
And he had a passenger in the accident.
Yeah, there's just a story that doesn't need to exist. And
that passenger was hurt.
I go back to the other part of the story. Is that
Myles was hurt?
Is this what a captain should be? I'll leave it at that. I'll ask you that. I mean, and when you hear that soundbite from the Browns, from Andrew Berry talking about Shedeur Sanders, if you're a rookie, you're looking up to guys. Myles Garrett's one of the best players in the game. No question about it. Maybe they should just get him a driver. He's making enough money. Why put yourself in the way?
It's the Andy.
Hmm.
A lot of these guys feel they're invincible, and it's part of the lifestyle, and it's obviously completely wrong. Myles owns multiple, I'm sure, great sports cars. He's driving a Ferrari home from a football game. Well, you don't need a Ferrari to go 70 miles an hour. So figure it out. You want to drive that fast? Get it written into your contract. Go on out to a drag strip. Just put your foot on the gas and go. Become a drag racer. Larry Nance did it. Larry didn't speed.
Yeah, one of the slowest rides I've ever had was with Bobby Rahal. I did a story. I know it's a ding, but I did a story on Bobby Rahal when I was working in Columbus for what was that? It was like Kart Racing Insider or something like that. And so I went over to Bobby's house in the morning, and we were going to do the story, and the crew that was coming in from California was late to shoot. And he goes, come on, let's go get a cup of coffee and some donuts and bring them back.
And that's a ding. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. And I'm sitting in the passenger seat with Bobby Rahal. And I look at him.
Who, by the way, looks a lot like Billy Joel.
Yeah. I look at him and I go, is it hard for you to drive 35 miles an hour? Well, I was in the car. Like, that's all I could think about. I'm like, here's this guy that's over 100 miles all the time.
200.
Yeah, over 200. That's right.
Yeah.
And I looked at him. I go, is it hard to drive 35 miles an hour? He goes, no, I never speed. Never speed. And I was like, wow.
I would think he feels safer when he was racing on a racetrack than he did on public streets, because on public streets he's driving with all kinds of people who aren't professionals.
It's true.
It's
true. It was one of those light bulb moments in my head. I was like, well, I'm here with probably one of the I don't know, he's biggest race car driver from Northeast Ohio ever,
without question.
Yeah. And so I just silly.